Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hot Jobs at Higher Military, our 30 minutes of the week where we get to spend time with you, all of our military affiliated job seekers, and just spend more time sharing some new opportunities that we have this week, as well as getting to know where you all are at and what you are looking for in terms of your job search. So as we are jumping on today, as everyone's coming in, as you're coming into the chats, I'd love to know just who you are, where you're tuning in from, and what you're looking for in terms of your job search. Are you looking for direct hire opportunities? Are you looking for SkillBridge internships? Or are you just around to be here and spend time with us? That's always great too. So we'd love to see just who we have here and who's tuning in and what you're looking for, because we do use the information that you share in the chats, whether it's certain types of roles you're targeting or locations that you live in, to reach out to clients to bring more roles to you, our military community. So as you're coming in, just please share all that information in the chats. As we go today, you'll notice that there are some hot links in the description of our broadcast today. If you're on your mobile phone, you'll find those under See More. If you're on your web browser, you can click See More as well under the link in the description to find some hot links. The hot links that we're sharing today are two amazing resources that we have for our military community. Beginner's Guide to Effective LinkedIn Profile and How to Target Your Resume. Those are two articles that we've published that we feel are really, really helpful for job seekers. And then the other link that we have in the description today is a link to Michael Quinn's Mastering Your LinkedIn USO webinar. That is going to be happening April 12th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can find the link to register to attend that workshop. Those workshops are fantastic. I feel like I learn something every time that I attend one, so that's definitely worth checking out. Hello, Samuel, James, Dion, Jeff, welcome. We love that you are sharing where you're tuning in from. Wow, it just had like 50 comments pop up, so I think there's a little bit of a lag on my side. But Frank, William, Richard, Eric, welcome. Reyes, good morning. We have people tuning in from Alaska. We have an Alaska user. Lucy is not on today, as you can tell. She's taking some well-deserved time off, which is why you see me here in this hot seat today, but love seeing people from Alaska. I know Lucy always loves seeing fellow Alaskans tuning in as well. So as we go today, we're going to take some time to introduce the rest of our team. So quickly, I am Kate Wood. I'm one of the recruiters here at Higher Military. I'm an Army veteran, active duty Army spouse. My husband's still active duty. We are on a special duty assignment here in Panama, as my husband is stationed at the embassy. But really happy to be with you all today, and I will pass it over to Matt Collins for a brief introduction.
Hey, thank you, Kate. Matt Collins here, SkillBridge recruiter. Hopefully your favorite SkillBridge recruiter here at Higher Military, or at least in the top two, since there's two of us. This will be one of the last weeks I can say that I am actually still on active duty, a product of SkillBridge, but I am coming up on retirement here. I'm an Army veteran like Kate, myself. So very excited. I'm coming to you from Missoula, Montana today, where spring is finally arriving, and I'm really, really excited to talk about some SkillBridge opportunities. With that, I will pass it to the incredibly lusciously bearded Matt Hart.
It's jealousy. That's all it is. He knows it. So I'm Matt, one of the recruiters with Higher Military. I live out in East Tennessee, Marine Corps veteran. Started off as a SkillBridge intern. Been working with direct hire on the recruiting team for about a year now. It's great to be here again. I know we're coming up on 100 episodes. That'll actually be next week, when it looked totally different. So it's great to see that, this thing's working. And, if you see something you're interested in or you hear anything, let us know in the comments. You can always go to our website, because we have so many more opportunities than what we can share in the brief 30 minutes that we're here with y'all. So please go check our website. But yeah, I'll turn it over to Amber.
Thank you, Matt. My name's Amber. I'm also on the recruiting team. I live out in San Antonio, where my husband is wrapping up his Air Force career. I'm an Air Force veteran myself, and very happy to be here sharing some opportunities with you guys this afternoon. I see lots of folks that are looking for roles in the IT cyber field. We have those for sure. We'll be able to touch on some positions today, both SkillBridge and direct hire. So if you don't hear something, be sure to check out our website, check out the links below. Lots of good resources, and we'll kick this thing off. Kate, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Thanks, guys. So happy to have everyone here today and introduce our team. Definitely take some time to connect with all of us here on LinkedIn. We love being able to connect with our community. We all individually post roles that we're recruiting for, as well as job search tips and advice as well on our own individual LinkedIn pages. So please go ahead, take some time to connect with us as well as connecting with each other in the chats. We find that this half an hour every week is a great time for you all to network with each other as well, fellow job seekers and military affiliated community as well. So take the time, connect. So as we go today, like Amber mentioned, if you have interest in any of the opportunities that we share, you can type the title of the opportunity into the chat. If you just say interested, we have no idea exactly which role you're interested in. So please just type the job title into the chat, and that will allow our recruiters to reach out to you following the broadcast. Unfortunately, we're unable to type links directly into the chat while the broadcast is happening. It's something that LinkedIn has inhibited recently. So please just type the job title in the chat that you're interested. We'll be able to reach out with more information as well after that. And like Matt mentioned, this is just a brief snapshot of the current openings that we have. Currently, we have almost 100 direct hire opportunities that are active and we are actively recruiting for right now on our careers page, as well as over 50 SkillBridge internships that we are directly recruiting for. So please, this is just a snapshot. If you don't hear of something today that's of interest, go check out our careers page. We have a lot there across multiple industries, both remote and on-site nationwide. All right, I've been talking a lot, so let us dive in. Matt Collins is going to be sharing some SkillBridge internships with us to start off. But Matt, before we do that, I'd love for you just to share a little bit about SkillBridge, DoD SkillBridge program, what it is, who it's for, and how people can utilize it through Hire Military.
Sure, absolutely, Kate. So SkillBridge is a DoD-approved program. For those that are still not aware, DoD exists for anybody that's leaving the military in the next 6 months. So if you are 180 days out from your ETS, this program exists for you. And really, I tell everyone every week, we say 6 months out is a little bit too late to start searching. It's not too late, but it's ideal if you start looking 8 to 9 months before you separate, even a year out. Start looking at the industry you want to be in and where you want to be post-military, and start having that conversation with your first-line leader and your command team to make sure they know that you want to participate in SkillBridge. Raise your hand early. Become the squeaky wheel, because SkillBridge is really just a game changer. Many of us are products of SkillBridge, if not all of us. It really is that buffer between, active duty military service and then the private sector. So if you are 6 months out and you're eligible for SkillBridge, let us know. And again, as Kate said, as Matt said, as Amber will say, the SkillBridge roles I'm talking about today are a fraction of the SkillBridge roles we have. So get onto our website, filter it by industry, where you want to be, and give us an idea of what you're looking to do when you sit down and talk to us. Because if you say you're just looking to be remote, that's not really an industry. If you say looking for cyber, we got to know what your background is, what state are you looking for remote. So that is, SkillBridge in a nutshell. But again, it exists for anyone that is 6 months out. We help you navigate the process, but it's really beneficial if you start to understand where you want to go and what industry you want to work in when you do SkillBridge. So with that, I'm going to talk about some roles we have today. These are just a few, again, but some exciting SkillBridge opportunities we have right now. The first one is a process service engineer with FOSS North America, and this is in Amarillo, Texas. Really, really cool location. FOSS, think everything supply chain with agriculture, food, pharmaceutical, chemical products. And this role would involve installing and upgrading analytical instruments, customer sites, and other locations. Really a 2-year degree in major coursework in electronics or military training in a related field, electrical field, is ideal for a candidate that wants to do this. So if you've worked on troubleshooting on circuit boards, x-ray machines even, or similar electronic machinery, and you have a baseline electrical background or an engineering background, this might be a really cool role for you. It would also involve travel, potentially up to 80% of the time. So there would be some travel. Obviously, FOSS would help facilitate that travel. But again, that's with FOSS North America, Amarillo, Texas, process service engineer. The next role, talk about this every week because it's in a great location. Maintenance worker, San Diego County Water Authority in San Diego. You'd maintain meter, valve stations. You'd be inspecting equipment, aqueduct system access. You'd be on service roads working on some stuff, patching, repairing, resurfacing at times asphalt and buildings. So there would be some minimal manual labor involved, but it's also, you'd be working on some of the valve stations, the aqueduct systems with San Diego County Water Authority. So if you have a baseline maintenance background, if you worked in any kind of water facility, this would be a really, really cool role to check out. They're looking for someone with that basic knowledge, tools and equipment, a maintenance background. You've worked on mechanical equipment, machinery common to large waterworks systems. Again, if you have that, that'd be great. And you need to be able to obtain a valid California driver's license. So That's maintenance worker, San Diego County Water Authority. Staying in San Diego, the last role I want to talk about today, help desk support specialist. Kind of self-explanatory, right? But this would be a person who would resolve problems, mid-level experience, not a senior IT, but not entry level either. So you'd be working on software and hardware. You'd be logging calls, problem identification and resolution. So if you have 4 years of experience in a multi-user PC environment, broad knowledge of hardware, peripheral hardware, MS Office, Suite, Windows, things of that nature, this would be a really, really cool role to check out. And again, that's the help desk support specialist, San Diego County Water Authority. So again, as Kate has mentioned, as we say, these are just a fraction of the roles I'm talking to SkillBridge. Get on our website, filter it by state, filter it by industry, and then really kind of get an idea of where you're looking to be and what industry you're looking to get involved in when you start your SkillBridge internship. So anyway, excited, message us, reach out. We'd love to answer your questions. With that, I will turn it over to our direct hire experts and Matt Hart.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're going to transition over into the direct hire side of things for the veterans and military spouse community. If you have questions about anything, put it in the chat. Ask a question that you think is relevant, or not just a question about anything, job seeking, resumes, tips that you think we can kind of help you with. Otherwise, just us sitting here talking the whole time, and no one, obviously we're the ones that are talking, but we can get interactive with this. I think that's what makes this unique and kind of ways that we can help everyone. Say, I guarantee if you have a question about something or you need something, somebody else is experiencing the same thing. Hundreds of people watch this. A lot of them are going to have the same question. So put it in the chat and let us know, and we'll be able to answer questions best we can. But I'm going to talk about 3 separate jobs today. The first one is an inventory manager in Cedar Park, Texas. So beautiful location, inventory manager. This just screams supply chain, logistics, anything leadership related in your background. What they're looking for, is an industry leader providing modular spaces, mobile offices, buildings, design, build services, storage, things like that. As an inventory manager, you're going to ensure that all things inventory are properly managed. Stored, maintained, working with other departments. You're going to be an individual that's, ensuring there's proper environmental requirements that are met and maintained. What they want from you is a minimum of 3 to 5 years of supervisory experience, and then working within the manufacturing environment. We've had quite a few people get hired on there. They're great with hiring veterans, as long as you meet those requirements. If you're interested, make sure you put it in the chat, inventory manager in Cedar Park, Texas. If you have a understanding of lean manufacturing, 5S, so anything, Lean Six Sigma would be great. If you have a bachelor's in business, warehousing, operations, supply chain, it's the ideal fit for you, especially if you're in that area already. The next one I have is another management type position. So this is very unique. It's in multiple locations. So this is going to be is a 4 to 6 week paid training program in the HVAC, electrical, or plumbing industry. So you go through that 4 to 6 week training program, and then you would take over a department within one of those industries. This is in High Point or Charlotte, North Carolina, Portland, Oregon, Columbus, Ohio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or Rochester, New York. Those are all the different locations that these are available in. What they're looking for is somebody that can effectively lead and mentor team members, and you're focusing on improving business relationships with customers, managing the P&L or profit loss, analyzing KPIs, and improving internal process and procedures. 2 of the big requirements they want is at least 3 years of leadership experience. That's one of the things they value more, even if you don't have the HVAC background or electrical background. You're a strong leader. You can control a room. You can lead. You can coach. You can mentor. You're qualified for that job to work with them. That's what they want. But you also need to have good customer service experience, because that's one of the big things. You're interacting with customers a lot. This can be a skill bridge. Now, kind of ignore the 4 to 6 week part of it and the paid part of it. If you're in skill bridge, you can't receive pay. But that the length of the internship can be however long you're available. The 4 to 6 weeks is more for any like the direct hire. But if you're eligible for skill bridge starting in mid-April to early May, you can put that in the chat that you're interested in skill bridge too. It's also on the skill bridge side of our website. And then the last one I'm going to share is a transportation analyst. This is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's with a mining company and global producer of lime and limestone. Their products are essential to energy, environmental, construction, and manufacturing industries. You're overall responsible for a company's outbound transportation activity. And some of the things they're looking for is 3 to 10 years of experience in transportation or logistics. That's a big one for the military right there. Strong relationship management skills, another big one for the military community. Then the strong analytical skills and experience with Excel. All of those things is like, that just screams like the logistics industry. If you're in that background, it's a great opportunity to get, in that industry. If you're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's a great opportunity. If you're interested in any of those, type the name of the job in the chat and say you're interested. You can also check out the full job descriptions on our website. You can go to hiremilitary.us, see everything on there, read the full job descriptions, and apply through there. It's really the best way to get through. Yeah, I'll turn it over to Amber for the rest of the jobs.
Thanks, Matt. I did see a couple of people had commented that they were interested. So thank you for dropping those titles. We certainly appreciate it, so we know exactly what you guys are interested in. But as we go forward, I have a couple roles that I'd like to share, also direct hire opportunities this afternoon. The first one that I'll be starting with is a senior software engineer. This one is in the DC Metro. It does bring a little bit of a hybrid opportunity, and I will definitely get to that. But this particular role is with a leading health insurance provider that's headquartered out of Baltimore. And they are really looking to boost their military affiliation. They take a lot of pride in how many veterans and military affiliated folks they have on their team currently, that they've reached out to us, and they want to really grow that number significantly. So in this role, the senior software engineer role, you will be contributing to all areas of their software data lifecycle, really from design to testing, operations support. With that being said, requirements do include a bachelor's degree and 5 years of experience with Java and Spring-related technologies. So I'd mentioned that this is in DC. It's a hybrid role. Our client is open to somebody that's in the DC area, in Maryland, in Virginia area. So they're really sort of open-ended on that East Coast, but it's a senior software engineer position. If you are interested, please drop it in the chat. Let's connect, and I will share a little bit more with you about the position. I've got one more to share this afternoon. It's a chief of distribution, and this position is in Philadelphia. Our client is a municipal authority that provides quality water for over 43,000 customers in the greater Philadelphia area. In this role, you'll be responsible for the distribution facilities and distribution personnel, really the operation and maintenance overall of that distribution system. So this position is a department head role, and it reports directly to the executive manager. What they're looking for is 10 years of experience in a supervisory or managerial position, as you'll be overseeing all aspects of operation and maintenance for their facilities. They do want a bachelor's degree in civil engineering or something similar, but it's not a requirement, just a preference. So that's a chief of distribution in Philadelphia Metro. If you're interested, please drop it in the chat. If, as we shared positions, you didn't hear something of interest in either your sector that you are experienced in or in your desired location, please, I encourage you to check out our website so you can look at all our opportunities currently. That being said, Kate, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thank you so much, Matt Collins, Matt Hart, Amber, for sharing specifics on those roles that we are sharing today, both on the SkillBridge side and direct hire as well. Like Amber mentioned, just go check out our website. We have lots of roles available. hiremilitary.us is where you can find both of our career pages for job searching, direct hire, and for SkillBridge. And on our website as well, you will find 2 separate areas that you can register your interest with us. So if there isn't a role that is specifically a fit for you based on location or your experience, you can join our talent pool. For the direct hire side, you can also register your interest on the SkillBridge side as well to put your resume and your profile into our system so that we can reach out to you if there's roles in the future that do fit your experience, your location, and your criteria that you are focusing on in your job search. So lots of information available on our website. Just please take the time to check it out, look at those roles to see if there are any of interest. We do like to spend the last 5 to 10 minutes of our broadcast every week answering questions live from our audience here. I know Matt mentioned it before, to put questions in the chat regarding job searching, LinkedIn, interviewing, resumes, anything, networking, military transition, all of that. We're happy to try to answer any questions that you might have from our community today. So we have a couple that I want to just take from the top here, and then we will go from there. So Matt Collins, we had a question asking if SkillBridge is also an opportunity for reservists. So I wanted to throw that to you just so you could answer that question for us, please.
Great, a great question, and that is absolutely one I like to answer all the time. We do allow the AGR program. If you're a reservist, active duty guard, active reserve, 100% that is available to you. If you're a traditional M-Day soldier, SkillBridge would probably be something that's not going to be a program for you because you're already, spending 28 days of the month in the civilian sector. So if you're traditional M-Day or 1 week in a month reservist, then this probably SkillBridge wouldn't be a program for you. But for those of you that are active guard, active reserve, 100%. For those that are AGR, which is a large population, really it comes down to making sure your chief of staff, your first line leader, and your state HRO is tracking well in advance that you want to participate in SkillBridge, because many times it's just determined based on if they can get a backfill for you. So absolutely, active reserve, active duty guard, you are 100% eligible to participate in SkillBridge. I know because I'm a 28-year active guard reserve veteran myself. So 100%. Great question.
Thank you, Matt Collins. And if you have further questions on this DoD SkillBridge program in general, we have an article that we've published that answers a lot of those questions as well. And you can find that under the resources page on our website as well for more information about the SkillBridge program. I did want to mention, we had someone that talked about roles in Pittsburgh. Brian, that transportation analyst role would be a great fit for you just based off the brief information you put there. So please definitely check that out. And then someone asked about directly connecting with you, Matt Hart, about the trade manager and training program. I'll just go ahead and say yes. If you are interested in any of the positions that the recruiters mentioned directly, you can connect with them directly via LinkedIn. Or like we mentioned, just type the title into the chat. We go through the chats, all of us independently after the broadcast, and find out who's mentioned any roles of interest and provide the direct links to you as well as more information as well. So you can continue to do that as we go along here. While we wait for some more questions to come in, we were talking before about just some advice we have for job seekers in general, what we're seeing come across our desks on a day-to-day basis here at Hire Military. And Matt, you mentioned something about LinkedIn updating. Can you share more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go into that, for anyone that said, hey, I'm interested in this position, and you apply to it or you reach out to us, have a resume kind of tailored, ready to go. So when we reach out and say, hey, let's set up a time to chat, you're already tailoring it. You see the full job description. You're ready to go. Like tailor it, look at the job description. Done with that. Anyway, so I hear a lot of people talk about, how to, create a good LinkedIn profile, how to network, things like that. But from a recruiter's perspective, we use LinkedIn recruiting platform to search for people. I can go into LinkedIn and be able to search by all kinds of different things. People have a resume that has all this information on it, and then their profile's almost blank with the experience. You can put all your experience, not just your job titles, but your experience into your LinkedIn profile. There's nothing wrong with that, because a couple of different things. The first thing I look for when I go into the recruiting thing is the location. Put it at the nearest major city. I would recommend that, the nearest major city. If it's within like 30 miles, obviously if there's not a major city near you, you can keep it close to, because I type in one city, more of them pop up. I can click and it shows how many people are there. So I can click on those additional cities in that surrounding area. Next is like the job title. That's probably going to be on your profile, so that's not a big deal. But the next one is I'll either search for skills or keyword. So keywords being things from your resume, make sure it's on your profile. Because if I type operations, if we type in transportation, if transportation isn't on your LinkedIn profile, we're not going to be able to find you on there. Skills, if it's not listed as a skill, we're probably not going to be able to find you on there. So making sure all of those things are on your profile, not just on a resume. I would highly encourage people to take what's on your resume and put it on your LinkedIn profile, making sure it's, the good information. It's not like this big, long document, because people aren't going to want to read all that. But just putting the keywords, the skills, the things that are going to help us find you would be very beneficial for those out there, hoping somebody reaches out to them, because we use it every single day trying to find people. And if you have your military background on there, you have a location, you have skills relevant to what we're looking for and just some experiences with certain keywords for different types of jobs, you're going to be able to pop up for us and we'll be able to contact you.
I love that advice.
Got
I
it.
know we spend a lot of time on the backside of Recruiter, our LinkedIn, the recruiting side of it, just searching for people, and we want to be able to find you. So optimize that profile. Again, the LinkedIn workshop with Michael Quinn is a great place to do that. The link is in the description, like we mentioned, for you to register for that as well. We've had a couple more questions come through. I'm going to answer the first one from Wendell. Do we support spouses? Yes, we do support military spouses. Most of our team here at Hire Military is military spouses. So we definitely love to recruit spouses on behalf of our clients. If you are a current military spouse, retired military spouse, widowed military spouse, or you were ever a military spouse at any point in your life, we support you. So definitely you can join our talent pipeline. You can search through our active roles, and we'd love to speak with you if you are qualified and a fit for one of our positions. So Amber, I'm going to come to you with this next question. Gary asked about support for and recommendations for just different things to put into a resume. Also just certain interview tips as well. Just a caveat, we are not career counselors here. We are recruiters that work directly filling the vacancies that we have from our clients. But Amber, I'd love if you could share some resources that we do recommend to our military community that are looking for career counseling, interview tips, and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Gary. That's a fantastic question. I will start before I answer the question is I really like the way on LinkedIn you can add your career break now. I think it really is, you're able to kind of capture, sure, you took a career break, you recognize it so that it kind of prepares you, right? Once you go into apply to a job or once you go in for that interview, you're already kind of in that mindset of being able to speak on whatever your break was. You know, whether you'd like to share that or whether you would just say you took a professional break, which is completely respectable. But we do have a couple resources that we would direct you to, ACP being one of them. They provide career support. USO Pathfinders also has fantastic opportunities and resources in terms of being able to really help coach you through that. I feel like I'm missing one. What am I missing there, Kate?
Hire Heroes USA.
Hire Heroes, there we go. They definitely provide lots of support in terms of being able to really craft a resume to target to specific job descriptions that you are seeking.
Yeah, that's great advice, Amber. The mentorship gained through ACP, that's a great place to start. For people that you can connect with that are directly in the industries and the types of roles that you are interested in, they can provide great information there. And then like Amber mentioned, Hire Heroes USA is a fantastic organization. They do offer one-on-one career counseling to the military community. So that's a fantastic organization to look into as well. So thank you for more insight there. We have a couple more minutes here. So if there's any other burning questions that you have in regards to job searching, interviewing resumes, we'd be happy to answer them here. We've had a couple people asking about opportunities abroad, whether I think Manuel asked about Puerto Rico, someone else asked about opportunities abroad. Right now, the companies that we are hiring for, although some of them may work or may have global footprints, right now the opportunities that we're recruiting for are just on site here in the United States. Someday we'd hope to be able to recruit for roles globally, but right now we just have roles on site here in the United States. One last thing I wanted to mention is that next week we are hitting a big milestone here at Hire Military. We are going to reach our 100th episode of conducting hot jobs, and that is a big milestone for our company. That means we've been doing this for 2+ years, and we've only missed 1 week of hot jobs in that time period. So it has been a big labor of love from our marketing team, as well as all the recruiters you see on the screen and those that have come before us or that are not on with us today. So next week, we're going to have a little bit of a party. We may be doing some live giveaways. So just please, if you would, come tune in with us again next week. We are so excited to celebrate the 100th episode of Hot Jobs. And you've been a big part of that. Our military community has been a big part of that as well, tuning in here week after week, being interactive in the chats with us, providing more information on who you are, what you're looking for, as well as networking and providing information for others that are coming behind you, whether it's transitioning or job searching as well. So we just say thank you to all of you for tuning in and spending time with us and helping us to get to 100 episodes. If we would have got to 15 or 20 and we didn't have an engagement from the community, we might not be here right now. So thank you to all of you out there as well for tuning in and following along and just spending time with us every week. So with that, I don't see any other questions coming through, but thank you all so much. Again, please visit our website, hiremilitary.us, to look at our careers pages, view the roles that we spoke of today, as well as the others that we're recruiting for. And we really hope to see you next week for our 100th episode of Hot Jobs with Hire Military. Amber and the Matts, thank you so much for joining me today. And we will see you all next week. Take care.